Welcome to another episode of Love Healing, the podcast. Or maybe it's a video cast. I don't know. It's something, right? It's a thing. I cannot wait to get into today's show or this week's show because we're talking about juice. And I'm just so excited. And I'm also tired of using the word excited, but it's the most accessible word to describe the way that I feel about talking to our guest for today. Because not only is she a friend, but she has taught me even how to use juice as a healing mechanism. Because before, you could think of juice just as like apple juice in the store, orange juice in the store, and that could have, arsenic in it. It could have, it could be in a plastic that is not recyclable. It could be so packed full of artificial sugars and high fructose corn syrup and blah, 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 right? But when you pivot and you look at juice as a proponent for healing, right? As yet another tool in the toolbox, your perspective can shift. Which is always going to be the goal with these shows. It is just because sometimes things are not always what they seem. And when we dive a little bit deeper, we see it differently. And then we can utilize what we see to our advantage. So today we're talking about juice. And not only juice, but Juiced Up Inc. or Juiced Up Incorporated, Juiced Up Bar, the juicy one. Like, this is going to be good. And I just brought up some generic things about juice, but when you hear our guest's story, you will see that juice is not just something that quenches your thirst. It's not just something that you can use as a detox for weight loss. It's not just something to easily get nutrients in, right? It can literally be used to reverse some really difficult and hard dis-ease that we hold in our body. So let's just dive in. What is juice, or what is juiced up? So let's just start with the purify and detox, right? That's what everyone knows about. They say juicing can reduce your risk of cancer, boost your immune system, remove toxins from your body, aid digestion, and help you lose weight. However, there's no scientific evidence that extracted juices are healthier than the juice you get by eating the fruit or vegetable itself. Fruits and vegetables are good for you, though. No one would argue that. The 2015 to 2020 Dietary Guidelines for Americans Trusted Source suggests that we eat 2 cups of fruit and 2.5 cups of vegetables every day. When consumed at these levels, fresh produce may reduce the risk of heart disease, stroke, and cancer, while also helping to manage your weight. But according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, Americans just aren't getting enough of either. That's part of the draw of juicing and blending. Both make it easier to get more fruits and vegetables into your diet. And just quickly there is a difference between juicing and blending, because when you're juicing, you're literally extracting all the nutrients, the vitamins, and the minerals directly from the source, the fruit or the vegetable, and then you can ingest it right away. When you're blending, you're taking that whole thing, right, and then adding ice and adding milk and adding whatever, and then it becomes like a smoothie and things like that. So that's not to say that the nutrients are not still there. It's just a difference in the extraction process versus, like the breaking down of blending. So let's talk about 5 major benefits of juicing. And these 5 benefits tend to be the major focus of juicing fresh juice as a tool for healing. These are also the 5 most well-known benefits of juicing. So if you were to just ask anyone, they would probably say one, if not all of these 5, without actually doing any extensive research or, diving into the science behind juicing. So number 1, increased vitamins and minerals in your diet. Number 2, potential weight loss. 3, increased energy. 4, decrease inflammation and reset your body. And 5, protect against disease. So I know that there are plenty of cancer patients and things like that, just by doing my own research and by knowing too who use juice in order to get their supplements in, right? Because they oftentimes can't eat, especially, or hold food down, especially if they're going through chemotherapy. Several years ago, my niece was diagnosed with leukemia. And I happen to remember when my sister and my brother would go to the store, they had to be super uber careful about where they went and the whole fruits and vegetables that they selected from the store, and it needed to be organic and it had to be all these things because they were going to juice for her because she couldn't eat really. And then just most recently, my sister, who we've actually talked to on this show in the first episode, What is Church? She was diagnosed with breast cancer. And she utilizes, still to this day, fresh juices and organic pressed juices as a complement to her medical practices and other things, Eastern and Western, to help her continue to go down the path of healing, right? So I think that's amazing. And when we think about detoxing, oftentimes people say just go on a juicing cleanse for 3 days. It resets your palate, resets, even your thought process behind what you're eating, and kind of starts to satiate those sugary sensors in the tongue, because fruit, especially as a carb, has its own natural sugar. So instead of grabbing, I don't know, some Jolly Ranchers or Skittles, maybe grab a Honeycrisp apple or a Cuties tangerine, or one of those really awesome pears or pomegranates, right? And then that helps to reset not only the body, but also the brain. And that is really important to note, because especially as we're talking about health, we want to think about health as a whole. So mentally, spiritually, physically, and what we consume is so important. It's literally 80% of our health and wellness. And I think that we are losing that, especially in this country, but in society overall. We're thinking about vegan versus pescatarian versus, whatever else, but not necessarily like what is good for us to eat. And what's good for me may not be good for you. We need to look at our blood types. We need to look at, our body composition. There's like levels and layers that if we time to slow down and really like dig into who we are, what are we made of, right? Individually and then collectively. Then we can start to strip away some of the things that tend to be distractions or coping mechanisms. And then I did pull up a fresh V8 juice recipe, and I will post it so you can make your own fresh juice, but just a little bit more about the health benefits of raw juicing, right? As it detoxifies the body and provides nutrients, dense food allows higher consumption of a wider variety of vegetables. And it strengthens the immune system, as we mentioned before. It helps with mental alertness. So that's that increased energy, right? Not only physically, but mentally, you're vital and you're alert and you're ready to go and process and problem solve and, right? And not be distracted with what's next to eat. Okay. It improves digestion, anti-aging, and it can help with allergies. Also, it unlocks the nutrients of the raw foods and it allows you to consume the entire vegetable or fruit with live enzymes, decreasing even body odor and helping with hormone issues. It can uplift your mood, supports your liver, it helps with sleep issues, right? The list goes on and on. Mental, emotional, and spiritual health. It helps to decrease the need for other medications, healthier hair, nail strength even, chronic illnesses, skin conditions, right? It just, depending on what you're putting in your juice or what you're juicing, right? What is the combination? Then all of these things can become a benefit or a byfactor or byproduct of switching over to that healthier, happier lifestyle. And so we get to talk to today Georgette, or as I affectionately call her, Gigi, and sometimes just G. And she's healing the future, right? I don't want to give away too much, but she's going to talk about her story. And it's one that has touched me ever since the day I literally met her. I was not a juice believer. I didn't even really know all the benefits of juicing. I wasn't anti-juice, but I definitely only thought, okay, I'll just do juice when I'm detoxing, right? So I can lose a couple pounds here and there. That's what I ever used it for. And it was a specific thing, right? It was the Master Cleanse or the pineapple, whatever, blah, blah, citrus, whatever. Okay. When I met her at an event outdoors, she was like, trust me, just try this juice. And then she also had a water with strawberries, cucumbers, and mint. And I was like, this is going to be disgusting. But it was amazing. It was so good. A little snippet of what she told me that day, I was like, all right, I guess I'll try it. And then I gave some to my son, and he was all about it. Only certain ones, though. He's not really down for the green juice yet, and that's okay. Baby steps. Juiced Up Georgette. Juiced Up is a drinks company, and I have taken this directly from her website, so I don't misquote her. We focus on providing a total beverage solution to our customers and consumers. Our product range includes juice drinks as well as purified drinking water. We use the latest technology and advanced equipment in all the world in our manufacturing process. We employ in-process quality controls to ensure that you get the highest quality juices that you deserve. And this doesn't even begin to touch on who Gigi Georgette is. She is, oh man, she is a fitness pro. She is a healer for her family. She is a forward thinker. And without further ado, let's talk to G. Okay. Hey, Georgette.
Hi. Oh, you call me Georgette. What do you like to call me?
G.
Yeah, well, call me that. I was like, it's about 3 or 4 people call me Georgette, and I used to be like, oh, I hate that name, but now I love it. I'm George Jr.
Yes.
I love it. I love it. I am grateful. Thank you for asking, though. I'm good.
I'm so glad you decided to come on today.
Thank you.
And we're going to talk about juice and juicy talk and healing properties of juice and all those things. But first, we want to know who is
it?
G.
Who am I? Man, I'm a whole lot of people. Different levels. I am a local juice dealer and one dope healer. I am Juiced Up Jenny. I am Jenny Jam Up with the fitness. I am just a light, and I know that I'm a light. Mm-hmm. But most importantly, God gave me a healer. I'm definitely a healer. Which why my company is Juiced Up, juicedupbar.com, Instagram Juiced Up Inc., Facebook Juiced Up Bar Inc. LLC. Just a healer, and I learned it through fruit and vegetables. Oddly, what you put in this thing, I'm a sole believer that whatever you put in your body, you get out of it. Mm-hmm. People always say, "Oh my gosh, your skin is so great. What do you do?" And I'd be like, "I drink water." And they'd be like, "Well, I drink water. I mean, I catch some sun." Mm-hmm. Okay, what do you do? Oh, I eat. So that's that says a lot within itself. Like what you put in it is what you get out of it.
Are you vegan?
I have been all stages of vegan, vegetarian, greenitarian, fruitarian, everytarian on this side that does not eat meat. I have been it, done it, tried it. I think I like being classified as this plant-based.
Okay.
Because the base bulk of my diet is plants. And I don't do soy, I don't do dairy. I try not to do byproducts, but I'm not like, oh, don't put honey on it. You know, honey's okay. So I don't really want to say, oh, I'm here, I belong here. I am a person who is conscious of their eating and what I intake and what I give out. So that's what I'm juiced up. Like, that's what that is. I'm definitely juiced up.
I still remember the first time I met you, and it was at a vegan food fest. And my mom and I were there. Oh, and my son. Yes. And we found your
Shout
table.
Out to Daniel.
Yes. And Daniel was like anti everything.
Yeah.
Except for the cinnamon rolls. And then he saw your juice. And he was like, I don't know. I don't think I'm going to like that either. It's green. And you said, no, I have this one. And it has apples and pineapples. And it was like, ding, a light bulb. And he said, okay, I'll try it. And he tried it. And ever since then, he will drink good and
good green. I think that's what it was. He's moved on.
Good. He likes good.
Okay.
And happy. Happy is like his favorite.
Guess what? Happy got his name because I was doing a little research because I love orange juice. And I was like, oh, I love orange juice. And I love pineapple juice. So orange pineapple is a very easy mix. Like everybody knows orange pineapple. But I did not know that on a mental level, it helps your brain go through, reuptake, and disperse dopamine. Therefore, it makes you happy. When you put pineapple and orange together, that's why it got the name Happy.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, when you drink, I tell people all the time, however you want to feel, take note to your food and what you put in your body. Again, if you want to feel happier, you eat things that look like the sun.
Oh, that makes sense now.
You want to feel full and, full to the point where that's like your bread and your carbs, or you can option out that would be your meat. For me to feel full, I go for those like hearty potatoes and roots like that. When you want to feel grounded, you eat roots. So your beets.
Makes sense.
Yeah, so that's why food just however you want to feel associated with the food and the color, because it would definitely give you those things that you want to experience. So so that's where Happy get his name from. So that's why Dan loves Happy.
That is why, and maybe that's why. Well, first of all, let me say I am not a beet person. I do not like beets. You would not be able to ever get me to eat beets, but the ABCs of life.
It's like a Jolly Rancher.
Yes.
It's like a beet Jolly Rancher. I tell people it has just enough sweet and tangy into it to just like, you know what? I can do this. So ABCs of life. Yeah, good to know.
What made you start doing juice?
Man, I have about three reasons. One was just I would take my juice to the gym every day, and I've always had my juice because I had friends that I was starting to get into the lifestyle of back then it was vegan. So like not the vegan now, like it was vegan. So I had this one friend screaming she was vegan. I was just like, what you be doing? She was like, oh, I drink like a gallon of green juice every couple of days. All right. So my father is my prime investor, and he is my gadget guy. So I bring this home, Daddy, I've been vegetarian for a little while. I'm gonna be vegan. No, I think I said I'm gonna do vegan or something like that. And I was like, I need a juicer. So the first juice I had was a Jack Laney. You remember? Okay. So I had a Jack Laney juicer. And in this time, I'm learning my first juice was only green apple, celery, spinach, kale, and I want to say I had chard in it, maybe like Swiss chard, cilantro, and parsley. Like that thing was green, okay? And I needed all these things because what I was growing through at the time, my mentor was like, "This is what you need."
But was that good?
No, it was horrible. So I had to. First, I was like, I can't drink this. But something, along with the rest of us, something will click, something will shift. And I was just like, all right, if my friend can do this, surely I can do this. Surely I can do this. Surely I can do this. Gotta get through this taste, but you can do this. So, just learning your palate and what you like and don't like and what you have been conditioned to like over time, sugar, carbs. So I was stripping those things away. So anyway, I'm making my juice. I'm going to the gym. People start inquiring like, hey, you made that? What is that? Or asking. I go, and then steadily families, my family is like, well, we want some. What you got? And then I made watermelon juice, and that won everybody over. So that's one part of it. Yeah, that's a little part of it. The second part of it is that around 07, maybe 08, I found out my father had prostate cancer, and we were like, okay, this is a thing. This is happening. What do we do? So my dad was like, well, they can do the surgery. I think this entails removing the prostate or whatever and put stents in or something like that. Or maybe the surgery was putting the stents in. I don't want to be wrong. I'm not a urologist, so I don't know. But just in knowing, all right, my father is sick. I got to figure it out. Let's take the research and let's see what can I do to get him to where he needs to be. And that's when I found out about turmeric. It fights 27 different forms of cancer, pancreatic cancer, anything that's with the urinary tracking system cancer. And so I was just like, okay, how do I give it to him? Man, I bought the powder. I found the root. I was juicing it, broke 2 juicers because you know if you don't have the correct juicer to juice this, you're gonna blow it up anyway. But that and ginger, I found about roots first, and making sure he had his daily greens because if you don't have anything else, get that green in. So we don't even kind of talk about it with my dad because he's like, oh, thank God for the doctors. I'm like, what about the juice? And he was like, well, it probably did something too. And I'm saying to myself, you know what, it probably did everything, but okay, whatever. Because I think my father took 1 round of chemo and he was like, this not it. And I was like, well, we could try it my way. Let's do your surgery to give you a peace of mind. Yeah. And on the back end, let me give you this to help with the healing and help with because we started it before and still after, so he listens to me more so now. But and then my most recent inspiration for my business, because I started it, well, I had already had the idea of what I was going to do, but I actually started in 2017. But 2013, this magical, awesome, just phenomenal, outstanding little boy came into my life.
And shout out to Gage. I love
him. Gage Gunner of Gage Gunner Productions. Okay.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for the Gage Gunner show.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be tuning in.
I am working. He's actually with his dad, and they are starting to create content for it because I want to be about it, but his dad loves films and movies and production just as he does. So I think it is a great way for them to bond. Even though I want to be a part of it so much, mommy can take over. So I don't want to be a momster.
Yeah.
And
I like that momster.
Yeah, I don't want to be a momster and, stall his creativity. So I just want him to connect with his other side and they connect on something that they both have a connection to.
Yeah.
Mom is always here, but it's good for him to have that and see his father in that light. So, yeah, I'm definitely long time, but I'm definitely glad we're here. It feels good to be here, and so that's what Gagey is doing. But anyway, just wanting to do something great for my son. Well, before I knew it was a son, I knew I was pregnant. I was just like, oh, okay, well, there's life. Let's make sure we're giving it everything it needs. Mind you, I was living in New York, and the only job I could get was at Whole Foods.
But that was actually perfect.
It was great. Now I'm in Atlanta, and I moved. I learned about being vegan in Atlanta. I moved to New York. I wanted like a decent job to sustain my bills living in New York.
Yeah.
And the only job that was like literally good enough to where I would be straight was Whole Foods. I was a brand ambassador for Tessa Mae's all natural salad dressing and meat marinades. But I never said anything about the meat marinades. I would just push it like, marinate, your vegetables, because now I'm in this city, I'm in this store, and it's in Chelsea.
Okay.
It is nothing but vegans.
Yeah. That's crazy that they have the meat marinade there.
Yeah, well, because it's in Whole Foods. So they wanted to apply to everybody. Like, oh, yes, it's a vegan and product, but if you want to, let's get these other customers. I get it. Shout out to Tessa Mae's, man. I would not have had any life if it was not for that. I went to about 4 stores a day sometime. With a table and a little bag with my supplies in it. They would give me whatever I wanted to put the meat marinade or whatever. I always did fruit and vegetables. Put the Tessa Mae's dressing on and pass out samples. So it was easy transition for me being vegan. Like, it was easy. I'm right here. Like, I don't have a choice at this point because I'm right here. And I had 2 life-changing conversations. One was a guy who rode like a little bike into the store. His clothes was kind of tattered. He looked dirty. Like, for real, he looked dirty. And I was about to have him put out of the store. And we started talking, and he like tries the samples, and I'm just like, oh, okay, like, you cool, like, all right, I'm saying to myself, I was like, you put out, but I get it. This is your look. And shortly when that man left, this guy that worked over in produce, he runs up to me. He's like, oh my God, what was he talking about? What was he saying? I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, that guy, y'all was talking for a minute, and what was he saying? And what, and I was just like, we were just talking about being a vegan and how his lifestyle is.
Yeah.
And he said, do you know who that was? I said, no. He goes, that was Johnny Depp.
Oh my goodness.
I was like, oh, and I'm thinking about, I was like, oh, that was him. Okay, cool. He almost got put out. The second conversation I had was literally like, I forgot I was at work. I think I sat down and talked to this man, and we was talking about like, everything. Like, everything from health to music to the influence of it to our children, everything. And that was Mos Def.
Oh my goodness. Did you know at the time that that's who he was?
I knew who he was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, but again, if you have ever met me, I don't meet a stranger. I don't care if you are Jigga Man or the J on the corner. Like, I don't meet a stranger, and I love everybody all the same. Every single body.
That is so true. You have one of the most, if not the most genuine spirit that I've met in a long time.
Thank you.
From the very first time I met you, literally at the Vegan Fest, to now, to today. And I remember being like, when I opened the studio, I said, I gotta get Juiced Up in the studio.
I remember. I definitely remember. I think, what was that? In event inside or outside?
Outside.
It was outside.
At the gallery.
No, there was something else that happened that day. And prior to me meeting you, it was like deja vu. Like, I had already had done this the whole thing, the whole conversation. But you were just a light from the moment I met you too. And we've been like 2 peas in the pie ever since. So I'm grateful. So I said all of that to say my 3 reasons were a demand from people who sought after what I was doing and my lifestyle and my change, and then my preservation, which is my father, and the preservation of myself, which is my son. So if anything could have it like when God say, you know, the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit, like everything comes in threes. So my Holy Spirit came from the people and their spirits who wanted a part of what I was doing, and my Father and my Son. So yeah, that's my whole end all be all. Like anybody who knows me, like knows like me and my daddy have the best love. I'ma choke you, but you're my everything relationship ever.
Yeah.
Aries, Gemini. So let me know. You know, Aries,
I don't know a lot about the signs, not
okay,
really, but I know that Gemini is.
They're the twins.
Yeah.
I call my dad. I'd be like, George, Edward. You know, like I have to see who am I dealing with today. And I know being an Aries, like I have a strong presence, and it's so misunderstood sometimes when it comes to my male counterparts, because I am such a strong woman, and I speak my mind. I say what I want to say out of love. Yeah, but I do, and I really don't like it if you come to me with a problem or issue and I give you 15 solutions and you feel like I am barking orders at you or trying to change you or make a demand on you. That's not the case, my brother. I'm just a healer and I identify you're broken. So let me be magical and help you help yourself. But you have to want the help. So I am learning to push people away with love.
Yeah. Yes. We talked about that on another episode. I can't even remember which one it is, but it was kind of like sometimes family is the hardest to transition when you're on your healing journey. To get there, it's almost like you have to drag them, or you have to be like, okay, I'm just going to go and do what I need to do. And then eventually they'll watch you and then they'll come along. Then it's the other side, which is the people who see it, ask you questions, then you give them the answers. And then they're like, but, or no, that's not how I know it. Or this is not what I've always known, or blah, 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 all the excuses. So again, it just comes back to like, you have to want to change anything, your diet, your anything. I would say that with juicing, I didn't really like juice, period. But when I found out that it had healing properties, and most of my information about that actually came from you.
Thank you.
Yeah. I realized, okay, I can drink this juice and still get every single nutrient that I need and quicker. And then my sister, who had breast cancer, she is the first episode that we ever aired, and she talked about adding fresh juice and turmeric and ginger and things like that into her treatment as well. So what did I say? All that to say. I said all that to say when you're ready.
Oh, yeah, when you're ready. What do we say?
Juiced Up has you.
Yeah, whenever you're ready, the right time will be when you're ready, and when you're ready will be the right time.
Yeah.
Juicing is really growing and catching on very fast. More so. And I don't like I want to lose weight. I want to lose weight. I want to lose weight. Great. But guess what? If you change your mind, diet, intake, that's a byproduct of what you have been doing. Yeah. So that's going to happen. So we reap the benefits, on the back end. But get into the mindset is that, okay, I need, my stomach is having issues. Okay, well, what kind of issues? Okay, well, let's see what plant you might need to administer in your diet to rectify these issues. Oh, I have digestive issues. Okay, we know that ginger is good. We know that dandelion root tea is good. We know that you research these things and you find out plants. Everything originated from a plant. Yeah. Even modern medicine came from a plant. Shout out to all the medical practitioners. We both need you hand in hand. But I know the more so on the holistic side is needed because your body is designed to operate around its, and adjust due to the surroundings. Yeah. So if you begin to administer these surroundings into your body and incorporate them, they will run properly. They'll run so good. Like one thing I do, I don't care where I go, where I travel. Upon traveling, I don't eat.
Okay.
I don't eat because I don't know. You know, I got to have a sure place where I got this food from. I don't want to put a lot of, strain on my digestive system because I'm already traveling. I don't want to weaken my immune system by adding, because whatever you add in, it's processing. So different levels of different other things, they go down, they up and down, they up and down. So I just consume juice, smoothie, juice, and and it may be a day or two, and I'm like, oh yeah, you need to eat, girl, but and stop asking me where I get my protein from. Okay, where an elephant get their protein from?
Right.
Okay, where does a gorilla get its protein from? Okay, stop. And no, you cannot juice a banana. I just had to put that out. Those two thoughts came in. I was like, let me throw them out real quick. But I do this thing when I'm traveling, especially outside the country. Wherever I stay, I always do an Airbnb in somewhere that looks. I want to be in the country of wherever I'm going, so I can just go outside and be free in nature. But I always go and I find moss on a tree, and whatever fruit that tree bears, or a flower or something, and I make a tea out of it, and I consume it. And people be like, well, what if it's poison? What if it's no different than you going to get a damn flu shot or whatever, whatever shot. Same thing. So if I go to this environment and I ingest what is in this environment, my body is able to adapt what is in this environment.
Yeah.
So
wow, that's powerful.
Yeah, so that's what I've been doing that for, like, my friends think I'm crazy because we do this girls trip. Like we've been doing girls trip over the last 10 years. And they be like, there she goes, she out in the woods, like, but in DR, when our housekeeper was hucka, hey sis, come here, so I made her tea, right? And she drank it, and she came back the next day with, like, her family members, like, they need this tea. It's like, she a doctor, she cured it, ain't coughed all day. Like, they was drinking. I was looking at them like, this stuff is right outside.
Yep. It's right
here. You go get the stuff that's in your environment, girl. So yeah, so I have learned that over the years, and I take that with me. Again, to circle back, like, juicing has so many, like, health benefits that is good for your health and your mental wellness.
Yeah.
I like to put that mental wellness in it, because in the brown and black community, we kind of be like, oh, they got I ain't got to deal with that. Yep. But you do have to deal with it, because that is your brother, that is your sister, that is your cousin, that is your husband, that is your significant other, your wife, your sister, your aunt, whoever that is a part of you. And you need to be in their part of their healing process, because generationally we got here, and we don't even know, like, the pain we bear from our ancestors. So we ask them to guide us, but at the same time, when you asking them to guide and they come from, you asking for what they had going on too. Yeah, so you have to maneuver through that again. So I know greens is a heavy thing for me. Back in 2017, man, 2017 was a great year. It was the most trying, crazy, I thought I wasn't going to make it year. But I found out my Gage Gunner, they gave him the diagnosis or the label as being autistic. And I was just like, I was definitely that in denial mom first. And then I was like, okay, how do I fix it? And if you are a healer, you automatically think you can fix everything.
Yes.
How do I fix it? And then I had to have the aha moment that he's not broken. He's a whole being. He's not broken. He came from complete love. That's why his name is Gage. He bridges the gap, and he's a gauge. So, he definitely comes from love and light. And upon getting this information, I did so much research, and again, the same drive. I have to save my daddy was, I have to save my son, or I have to correct this wrong. First, I thought I did it. Then I was mad at university. You did it. And now I'm mad at the doctors because maybe I did it. When just be mad at yourself because you don't understand it and you don't wish this to happen to you.
Yeah.
Okay. Growth. Moving on now. So knowing that for his mental wellness, what can I give my kid? And football practice was born. I call it football practice because it tastes like grass. So it was, it tastes like grass. It's, again, the spinach, the kale, the dandelion root, the watercress, the chard. It was kind of like the first one that I had ever been administered in from my mentor. And so I started giving it to him, like in dosage. I was already drinking it when he was in my belly.
Yeah.
So I started giving it to him. Over time, other things I did for all my autistic mom warriors that are out there. I'm here for you. I am currently creating a platform for us to share our stories and to heal and to grow and help someone who looks like us. A lot of times the other people, they have everything you need all set up, all ready to go for the betterment of your child. Meanwhile, our child gets pushed along.
Or medicated.
Oh, absolutely medicated. Yeah, absolutely. For heavy on the medication and heavy on the hell no for my kid.
True.
Same. So I learned about different herbs that I can give my son. CBD is a good one. THC is a great one. Say what you want, think what you may, but it is. Holy basil tinctures, amazing for the mental. Ashwagandha, my absolute favorite. Is amazing for that. So what else was that? It's one more. I can't even think. I just drew a whole blank. But anyway, it's good. All these things are just knowing what you can put in there to make that brain function. And like I said, I was learning like, ooh, he can drink this juice. He at least gonna get a green juice. A lot of times children on the spectrum lack different metals that you need in your body, or different, they have efficiencies in, the different, I can't, but say it for me.
What?
She's like, what? Like efficiencies, like, maybe not enough iron, or maybe not enough the elements that you need. I'm trying to. I can't.
Oh my gosh! Now you're making me like I don't know.
But anyway, I said all that because you may be lacking things in other areas, and plants can administer it in your diet, and it's faster. Like she was saying, it's so much faster to where like I kind of chew my juice, because you have these pockets and pallets in your cheeks, and if you like a swishing motion and kind of chew it, your brain is like, okay, we're eating. And so let me open up these things and absorb what this is faster. And it gets in there faster, and you start to feel good. You start to like, I got a little clarity. Okay, my mind's straight. All right. Okay, let's do this. Like, let's do this. Yeah.
I think maybe you're also talking about some serotonin levels, magnesium.
That's what it was. Yeah.
I was just sitting here like, what is
she talking about? Yeah, I could not get it. But yeah, for it to release the chemicals in the brain to help it function. Along with those things, I've done, we go to the chiropractor and get adjusted. Speech and language came. I found out that something was being pinched, like a nerve, and it controlled those things. So, yeah.
Yeah. And Gage is fully functional. He comes in and I want him to do a yoga class with me. I really do.
Man, y'all, I can't wait. He teaches yoga to whoever watch, but he just records it himself. And he always is so zen. And when he gets uneasy, he's like, Mom, I have to go over here and get fresh air. He's like, I have to breathe. Like, and it's instead of saying like numb, he always goes yum, and I think it's so adorable. I was like, he's so yummy. Like
he is actually, and his cheeks. I just be like, Gage. He doesn't always want me to touch him, but I just be like, I love you, Gage. I love you.
He doesn't want me to touch him either, girl. Okay. That's his thing. So don't feel okay. But I am grateful for him and his superpower, because that's what we identified as. And so he's he's just an awesome ass kid, and I'm so grateful that God was even like, you shall carry this child, because he has helped me transform into who people see now. Because I always say, like, I am Georgette, like, now.
Yeah.
I was Gigi for so long, and I love Gigi. Like, Gigi's so much fun. Gigi's cute, but see, Georgette, she's a multimillionaire. She's persistent, dynamic, ambitious, and full of faith, you know, okay? Like, I'm a beautiful, sophisticated individual called by God to be a loving, world-renowned health and mental wellness motivator and enthusiast, okay? So that's what Gage, that's what Gage has brought out of me. And I just want to give that kid everything his heart desires and everything that is going to make him be that much more greater, because he is going to completely soar, and he's going to be doing his Gage talks and letting people know that, you know, hey, we all have differences and this was mine, and look where I am, and look where you can go. Like, he's going to be a great motivation.
Well, first of all, he already is. And I love that you changed the narrative. It's so important that we watch what we say, not only to ourselves, but what we say to our kids, and what we say around our children and about our children, because they hear it even when we think they don't.
Right.
And I remember when I thought Daniel was on the spectrum, and then they said he had ADHD and like all these things, and changing his diet, implementing some juice, implementing elderberry, tricking him with sea moss, like there's little
yoga in the
things.
workouts.
Yeah, yoga. He's not really into that, but with martial arts, he's into jujitsu and weapons training. So it's like, if you're going to have a big bow staff or a sword, you have to pay attention to what you're doing. You cannot be la-la everywhere.
Right.
And you have to focus, because there's techniques. So that is how I was able to kind of hone his energy. But just changing even the diet, there was a huge difference.
A huge spike, yes. I know when Gage has had dairy. I know when he has had a carb.
Right.
We all know when they have had sugar. Okay? So I know it. Man, I know when he's had meat, his poos. Jeez. I'd be like, Gagey. He'd be like, what, Mom? He'd be like, get out of here. You know? I'd be like, Gagey, you need some green juice. And now he'll begin to say, Mom, I need some green juice.
Yeah.
He likes Beets by the Pine, beets and pineapple. He likes that one too.
I haven't gotten into that one, but I will say,
it's not for everybody.
ABCs, apples, beets, and carrots,
lemon.
I'm in.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, yay.
So let's talk about Juicy Talk, and then I'm going to let you go because I know you're so busy.
No.
Also, Juiced Up Georgette ships. So don't think that just because you're not in Atlanta that you can't get Juiced Up. You can get it anywhere in the world. And I don't know if you're shipping the smoothies, but I know that she has added some sea moss smoothies. I've personally tried 2 different kinds, and they were amazing. I had a fruit berry one.
I'll berry everything.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm sorry I had to send it. My assistant has called me like 15 times. She's like, where you at? What you doing?
Okay.
What's going on? It's Taco Tuesday. If you're in Atlanta, it's Taco Tuesday.
Uh-oh.
At 1017 Fair Street, we will be making vegan tacos. What's a vegan taco? Pull up and we'll talk about it.
And that's Shameless Dwindle, right?
Yes, that is with my good friend, and God gave me a little big sister. She is actually my plant-based chef. I cook for my dad, and I cook for Gage, and then by the time it's time for me to cook for me, I'm like, I don't feel like cooking. So we have been combining and conjoining our forces and just out here shamelessly juicing up the people. So,
those mushroom tacos were amazing. Yay. I'm not really ready for walnut meat, but
my favorite. But yeah.
Okay.
That's my favorite, because I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm getting my protein. Like, that's my favorite.
That's true.
And then the last and not least is the 3rd addition to my workouts. Well, my juicing first, and then my workouts and meditation practices, and now my Juicy Talks. Like,
yes.
Ooh. So Juicy Talks, I've always wanted to do be a talk show host. I've always wanted to do that. I classify myself as the plant-based Oprah. Okay. So I wanted to, do interviews and and do radio and have my show and just interview people, because I love to talk and I love to ask questions, and it worked. And apparently, God thought it was cool when he was making me like dash a little bit more personality on me. So I know it's a big personality, but I'm big in these streets. God already knew. So Juicy Talk came about. It's just having girl time and girl talk. Even you have girl talk with your male friends and just saying, what that looks like, what that feels like. Or just coming on and telling you, what's on my mind and how you guys can help me heal, in a sense. Like, we all, people need people. And what is the use of relationships if you don't utilize them?
True.
So I came up with this juicy talk. Like, we would talk about, you know, juicy things. And, you know, we're going to talk about some juice too. Like, I got juice for that.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So
where can we find
you
Juicy
can find
Talk?
me on Instagram Live, 9:45 p.m. We're on Eastern Standard Time.
Yep.
The Gigi Show, TheGigeshow. That's on Instagram. Give me about 2 more days, and that YouTube channel is gonna go up, so you can get the past episodes. I'm doing episode number 4 tonight, so I'm excited. So
yay! And we'll drop all the links as usual, so you guys can check her out. Order juice at juicedupbar.com. Last thing, because I thought it was last thing. The other thing, remember I was like, oh, the health and the mental wellness. I have supplements. I forget I forget about them, because I'm just like, well, how you forget about your baby girl? So I am getting into the realm. I make my own supplements, like the ginger. Literally, after I juice it, I take the ginger, we dry it out, we grind it up in a powder, we put it in capsules, clap it off, bottle it, and ship it to you. Same moringa, take the plant, dry it out, grind it down. Same for ashwagandha. I actually get that in a powder, but I still make that. And the last, cinnamon. So those are my 4. Yeah, those are my 4. I've been seeing your posts, and I meant to ask you about it, so I'm glad you brought it up, because we will probably be carrying that at the Fitness Collective as soon as we can. We need more foot traffic, but I know everybody's still kind of scared to come out. But you can definitely drop by and pick up or order.
Yeah, order it and say, hey, I want to get it shipped. I will ship it. We ship to all 50 states in 2 days or less. It's always cold when you get it, because I ship with dry ice in an insulated box.
Boss.
Yes.
Well, thank you.
Thank you,
Georgette G.
I appreciate you. Like, this, if people only knew what it took to get here on both ends.
I know.
But I'm grateful. I want to tell you that your foot traffic is on the way. Those things, that everything you want is on the way. Thank you for this. This is going to be bigger than what you think it is. It's already huge. But then it's like, it's going to keep growing and growing and growing, because your light is growing and growing and growing. And I'm super grateful and thankful and honored that you wanted me to be on here.
I can't even, like, my face is like going like, it's twitching, because I have a hard time accepting compliments sometimes. But A, thank you. And B, I appreciate you. I don't think you even realize how much. Sometimes I just come in and there's already juice here, and I'll be like, yes, I didn't have to even text her. And also, I needed juice.
Like, and then I needed something else, and be like, oh, she left a smoothie too. Yeah. Man, it's good. It's good to have good people around you, and it feels good to take care of them good people.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you, guys. You know, I know you probably like, what does she have on? I have some juiced up apparel on. You can get this on my website. This is a Protect Your Energy shirt. You can get it from Protect Your Energy. And this came from an amazing creature and God and son and brother and king, Olu. He handmade this guy. Okay, so I was feeling myself today, and I was like, I shall wear a crown today. Okay, so I'm wearing it. But thank you, Collective Fitness Studios and Miss Tiffany. Thank you, and thank you at home. And cheers to a juiced up day.
Oh my gosh, I have them here, but this is good green, right? Yes,
good green.
Good.
Yes.
Okay. The 2 favorites that I was just talking about.
Yes, everybody's favorite. Green apple, cucumber, spinach, kale, pineapple, and pineapple, apple, ginger. So everybody's favorite.
Okay. Love you.
I love you too. Mean it. I got to go juice the people.
Yep. See you. Well, who knew, right? Who knew? But I told you, she's literally a ray of sunshine and a wealth of knowledge. I am excited for Juicy Talks. I will be tuning in, so I hope you do too, because she's hilarious. But she says what she says with love, which is one of the reasons why I love her. And so just support Juiced Up. Get what you need, and make sure that it's to the composition of what you need in the moment, and then what could be beneficial to you long term. right? Because the bottom line is juicing is an excellent source of nutrients and antioxidants, right? And even antibiotics, right? In some cases. But even though there's a little bit of controversy with it being high in sugar, low in fiber, et cetera, you can make the composition what you want. Add more vegetables and fruit. Put in more greens when you know you need that cleansing. You know, what, as she said, happy, pineapple, orange, ginger, like those types of things. Let's look at apple juice, cranberry juice, pomegranate juice, tomato juice. Right? Even acai berry juice. So many different things. Either way, and all in all, it's going to be a much better solution than something that's high in sugar, caffeine, and carbs, like soda or manufactured juice with high fructose corn syrup, etc. Okay? And just to know that it can also help with so many things, from skin to chronic diseases to hormones, to resetting, right? Everybody needs a good reset sometimes. I would like to challenge everyone to get 1 to 2 cups of fresh juice for at least the next 7 days. And why don't you drop us a comment or write us a note or send us an email. Tell us how you were feeling after you juiced. I know I'm feeling great. I know G feels great. Her son loves it. Her father loves it. My son loves it. And I am just going to keep trying to bring, actually, no. And I said this before, I'm eliminating trying. I'm going to keep bringing all the tools that I'm learning about, that I'm using, and that our guests have found as helpful tools for them to heal. Because right now, more than ever, we all could use a little bit more healing, a little bit more love, a little bit more life, a little bit more presence, a little bit more authenticity into who we are as people, individually, collectively, and beyond. So I'll just leave you with that. Don't forget to order your detox cleanse or fresh juice or merchandise from Juiced Up. And we'll see you next time.